Hey everybody, Panther Obi here, and I got mail today. I received the FW190A-5 U3 U8. Whoa, that's a mouthful. From Eduard in 148 scale, the Jabo variation. Kit number is 11131. And it's a brand spanking new kit, like it just was released the other day or the other week. And I'm really excited for it because FW190s were made from Eduard for a pretty long time now, and these newer kits share really little with the older ones. I don't want to sound like a fanboy, but I have to admit I'm a Eduard fanboy at this point because they make really nice kits. With this one, you get 5 marking options. You get the little scribbled one. Oh, I'm not gonna do that. I screw that up so hard with my airbrush, so there's no way I'm gonna do that. And then we got the one from Sicily. That's pretty nice, and it has the sand filters. More of that later. We have the Oral region from the Soviet Union, from the Eastern Front. I really like that. That's a real nice mid-war marking. And we have the special edition, or special one, what's on the box art, that's completely, I'm not sure if you can see it, here we go. That's the black version. Basically it's just a standard fighter with a little extra stuff, so they added extra fuel tanks and just brushed it over with a little bit black paint. So that's what I'm gonna go for, I reckon. And we have this really nice model camo. I'm not sure how you call that. It's like have all these little streaks of gray on it. It looks really nice. But more of it later. So I would say we have a look at the box. To be fair, I already unpacked all the sprues because, well, I thought it's just easier for us to do it this way. So you can see it. Put it on the side. So let's start with the instructions. So we have really nice color printed one. Nothing too fancy. Basically your standard FW190 kit. I really like the manual from Eduard. They're really nice and clear, and you know what to do. I ran really want, but for 95% of the other guys who don't want to do that, don't want to worry about it, I reckon it's the better way. Yeah, I mean, I really like if a company gives you the option to open everything up, but it's the same like with Kitty Hawk. Like everything is open, but if you don't want to open, you have to put it somehow together and fill it and dry fit it, and it's just a hassle, and you don't have to do it. And I really appreciate the way they do it in the new kits, and I'm looking forward to build my officially first FW190 kit from Eduard. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's, you can see it's nothing special. You got your separate control surfaces. That's always really nice to see. What I really like, they have a single piece wheels. I'm not sure if you can see that here. So you don't have two halves that you have to glue together. It's one piece, and you just put your covers you hubs in. So that makes painting a lot easier, and yeah, you don't have this ugly glue ring around your wheel, and then you have to sand it and whatever. But we have a look at the parts in a second. Yeah, all your different marking options. I really like this little piece. I'm not sure. I'm gonna zoom in for you a little bit. This little part connects to the tail wheel, And as far as I know, that is the strut where you can lock your tail wheel while taxiing, so it doesn't swivel freely. And as far as I know, in the FW190, it is if you pull your stick back to you, it's locked, and if you push the stick forward, it swivels freely. I can be completely wrong right now. Maybe I mix it up with a P51 or whatever. I reckon one of those had it. Anyhow, if I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, but doesn't matter. It is to lock your tail wheel, and I really like that they provided a little photo edge part so you can connect it. Yeah, here you can see it's not a substantial build anymore. It's pretty straightforward. Like the engine and all the small bits before, they had at least I feel so. They had as many parts as the rest of the kit. Like it took forever to put the engine together, even if you don't want to show it. So that's why I say it again. It's just a better option to have this simpler part. Just slug it in, and everything's fine and dandy. Yeah, it just makes the build so much faster and nicer. So yeah, you have your different canopies for open and closed. The FW190 has a little hinge, especially if you do one of these lighter versions and give it a good wash. I mean, this would come out really, really nice, I reckon. You see the top wings. Try to get it a little bit more to focus. Here we go. I mean, just look at it. You have to be, I reckon you have to be really careful if you put your primer and all your coats on it, that you don't flood them. I reckon you have to be pretty careful while painting this, that they still come out and not just vanish under tons of paint. So the bottom one again. It's just so nice. Oh, turn on the second light would help also. Here we go. That's better. Yeah, that's what we want. Next is the fuselage. And just the same thing here. I'll give you a second to appreciate all these awesome details. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Here we go. Just awesome. Really, really nice. So inside we don't have a lot, but we don't need to because it's all in the top-like design for the cockpit. You have even a little recess in here. I reckon the older kits had that as well. So if you want to open up the side panel here, it's a little what is it, for transportation, so you could put your flight stuff in there, whatever. Yeah, you can actually open it up if you want. And how I said before, I really appreciate that they do this approach and not the other way around, because that saves us a lot of time. The next one, oh yeah, here we have all the smaller bits and pieces. That's the bigger prop for the later versions. And to be honest, to be fair, I reckon this engine is totally fine, because it will disappear behind those fan blades anyway. So I don't think that you will see a lot of it anyhow. No? So I reckon it's awesome. Here is the top. We actually have two of them. So I reckon one is for later and one for later. I hope you can see. see it, like, we have a little disturbance in it, but I mean, at the end of the day, I reckon that's pretty good. You can put it in clear coat if you wanted to make it even more shine up, give it a little wipe with Tamiya polishing compound. I might do that just for the heck of it. And how is it? You have two different versions for it. Like, one of them is closed, one of them is open, and they're just a tiny little bit narrow. So if you remove them from the sprue, it's actually really hard to tell them apart. So keep that in mind. Yeah, really like that. Put them back in the back. Yeah, I probably should wrap that in something, but anyhow, just chuck it in for now. Then we have resin parts. No, okay. Let's do them all together. We have the fuel tanks. Just put my lens away so I don't get a burn or whatever. Set everything on fire. I mean, the detail of the molding is just insane. The little weld lines in between. I mean, Eduard is really king of the hill with all this resin stuff. They really know what they're doing. And man, that looks just awesome. Can't wait to put a wash on it and ding it up a little bit. Cool. So we have two of those. And what is really nice if we have those little attachment points for the wings, like little pylons. And as far as I know, they were actually designed for the Ju-87, but they decided to just bolt it on the FW190 to give it a little bit more range. And I can show you that there. I mean, if you really mount it, oopsie, like, I don't think you can see any of that anymore. So maybe you want to do a little diorama, so fuel tanks on the floor, on the ground, in front of the airplane. And if you really want to show up all these awesome details, otherwise it would be just lost. But you know, you would know it's there, so that's the point, I reckon. And we have those air filter cowlings for the Tropic version. Extra little resin part. And I'm not sure. So this was the review of the FW190A-5 from Eduard. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I didn't waffle around too much. I just really like the FW190s. I really like this new kit. I just appreciate all the new kits coming out recently. Like, we are so spoiled those days. I just had I just got a tester's kit of the SR71, and if you compare that to what we have today, like, I mean, a couple of people are out there are saying, like,